Hi, I'm Cameron. It's been a little while. I say it's been a little while, but it actually has been maybe a bit of a while at this point. It's been some time. I've been busy. Right now, I'm currently sitting in the closet of my brand new apartment. Some of you guessed that last time, but yes, I have a new apartment. I just moved into it this past week. I'm still somewhat unpacking some boxes. There's like a box of clothes right there or whatever. That's just my arm, actually. But there's a box of clothes there. Um, so I've been really busy with that as of late. And I did get a new job a few months ago. I don't hate it. It's just like a security guard position type thing. It's not bad. Maybe I'll talk about it. But the fact that it's not bad kind of contributes to why I don't necessarily feel the need to talk about it. Because I don't need to have a big rant video of like, my job sucks and here's why. Because I don't really hate it that much. Maybe it'll get bad and I can make a rant video about it. But if it doesn't, I may as well just ride that out until it does. Maybe things do get better. Crazy. But regardless of that, my life is going pretty well, all things considered. And that's kind of what those last couple of videos are about, where it's like, yeah, I'm just doing fine, and that's okay. But now that I'm at the point to where I'm stabilized, where I have an idea of where I'm going, I have an idea of what's next, and what I want out of my life, and the things I need to do to start working towards those goals, things feel a little bit different. And different in a way I'm not used to experiencing yet. I think I've talked about this briefly once or twice in a couple of videos, but there's this certain feeling of disassociation with people that's been growing more as I get more comfortable with my new situation. And the way I would describe that is not being able to relate to other people anymore. And I don't know if that stems from kind of realizing who it is that I want to be or realizing the things that I want to be, or if I'm just thinking about things differently in a way that other people can't relate to. I don't know what it is specifically, but it's definitely a sensation that's been growing more. And I'll give a couple of examples of that. So, I was hanging out with some friends the other day, and we were playing a game. We were playing Tekken. I hate Tekken. Well, I mean, I love Tekken, but I hate Tekken. And one of the friends was getting really genuinely angry over it. They were saying a lot of hurtful things. They were like making jokes that were going a bit too far. And even when I asked them to stop, like, I don't think this is funny and it's getting on my nerves and I'd appreciate it if you'd stop. Like that, I didn't go like, shut up! I hate you! I didn't say that. Definitely not that. But it's like they kept taking it seriously. It was like playing this video game flipped a switch in them that turned them into a terrible person. Somebody who's perfectly functional in everything that they do, all of a sudden becomes this raging alcoholic of video games the second that they're back on what made them act that way in the first place. And I think that's a case of habituation, where when we're in a familiar situation, we kind of just revert back to the way we always act in that situation without thinking about it. And I don't necessarily like being in that situation because I feel like it almost makes me kind of start to regress a little bit too. Because initially I was just giving it back to him like I would have when I was like 18 or 19. But as it progressed, it just seemed kind of sad. It was like, I'm getting up there in age. I'm a ripe old man of 25. I don't really think it's fun to scream at people over video games anymore. I'd rather just have fun, and that's it. So, there's that. There's that disconnect between, like, why do people still get mad about this? Why does it matter? And then, another example would be that when I am at work, and I said night guard, I'm not going to give specifics because the non-zero chance of somebody showing up and being like, hey, Cameron, it's like, I don't want to deal with that. If you want to come say hi, sure, but no. There have been instances where I get hit on pretty frequently, and that like one meme comic where it's like women getting hit on versus guys getting hit on, and like the guys are like, this rocks, and the women are like super uncomfortable the whole time. I kind of like get why that's not necessarily accurate anymore, because I'm just at work trying to do my job, and then these like older women are hitting on me. And again, guys, I know that sounds great. It makes me really uncomfortable. I really don't like that, because I'm just trying to work, trying to do my job, and then there's just this kind of uncomfortable feeling of them. I can tell they're looking at me when I turn around, if that makes sense. I feel like that does make sense. And just there was one oh well, cat's out of the bag, but there was one guest that was saying like, you're wonderful, like you're so amazing, you have such sad eyes that show what a life you've lived. And I'm just standing there awkwardly with like my hands in my pocket and like my 5 o'clock shadow and like my receding hairline. I'm like, what? I'm sorry, do you need anything else? Can I go back to work now? And I didn't like that. It was just really uncomfortable. And that's just one example. This happens frequently enough to the point to where I started wearing a ring to work just to hope that that like gets people to leave me alone, but it still doesn't. It still doesn't really do that. And I was talking about this with someone, and I'm just saying, like, this just makes me really uncomfortable. I wish I didn't have to deal with it. And that person said, maybe you can use this to get a girlfriend. And I got really mad over that. I was like, no, this makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to do that. What is your problem? I'm uncomfortable. It's not okay to say that to somebody. I don't even get why I get hit on. Like, apparently most of my viewers are women. Hi, ladies, I guess. I don't think I'm attractive. I think I'm just a normal fucking guy. I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I just show up, I do my job, and I go home, and that's it. I don't know why this, like, layer of uncomfortableness needs to be added to that equation. And that's, like, a lot of racists, too. I don't know if, like, I just look like a skinhead, like I look like a Klansman or something like that. But it's like they just show up and they start being like, you know, they're doing a lot of things with all the immigrants. What do you think about that? And I'm like, I just want to go home and like eat like a bag of rice and watch Gundam, man. I just want to go home and like do max act cancels. I don't want to do any of this other stuff. So, and then there's like pressure from like family members of like getting married and having kids, and like even though I have this like great new apartment that I promise you'll see more of at some point, just not in this one. It's like it's never good enough. It's like the standards that other people expect out of me aren't the standards that I live my own life by, and the goals that other people want me to accomplish don't align with what I want. And that doesn't necessarily stay only in regards to my professional stuff, but in regards to like my personal stuff as well. It's like I can't like, oh, you go for walks? Well, that's not good enough, buddy. And it's like maybe I just want to go for walks. Maybe I don't want to have to like do like CrossFit and break my neck or something like that. It's not for me. I don't care. I don't want to do it. I'd rather just go for walks. I'd rather just like, I don't know, take care of myself in the way that I want to. I don't think it's that big of a deal, and I don't know why people need to project all of that onto me when I just stand there and don't do anything. And what it is that these people are insecure about the way they live their own lives, so they need to project that onto me to be like, well, look, you're also doing this, and because more than one person is doing it, that makes it right. Maybe I just want to stay at home and spend time with my wife, Hatsune Miku, all day. Maybe I don't want to be like out there in the real world, going to bars and spending too much money. I didn't know that people just legitimately will drop like $200 on like shitty beer and then get like completely wasted off of that. I didn't know that was a thing. It's pathetic. I think it's pathetic. Hey, if you like alcohol, that's okay. Just be content knowing that you're drinking poison. Anyways, but like, because I don't want to go around doing that. That makes me weird. That makes me like an outcast. That makes me different from other people. And there was like this other thing that somebody told me once where they were like, they said I was an asshole because I don't let people vibe check me. Like, what is that supposed to mean? And they're like, well, when someone is talking about something and they know more about it than you, and they're like trying to shit on you with that, you don't just let them do it. Like, you have to like act like you know more than you do. And first of all, I don't know what that means. Act like I know more than what I actually do. Anytime somebody's talked about a subject with me, I always just try to remain like a passive listener. You know, like, oh yeah, I think I've heard of that, or like, oh yeah, tell me more about that. Things like that. But in this person's mind, I'm an asshole for not letting somebody make fun of me? I don't get that. That's stupid. So, now that I'm in this position where I am doing well, where I am exercising more, where I'm reading more books, that's an aside. That's coming up, by the way. That's coming up. And now I have this nice ass apartment. People are trying to tell me how to live my life still, and it's like I don't care. I'm just done with that. If that's the type of person that people want to be to me, I'm not dealing with it. Bye. You're not my life anymore. Bye bye. So that disconnect with other people, it's just a natural circumstance. People want to feel comfortable. They want to feel accepted for acting the way that they do about things. I mean, why do I make these YouTube videos? And it's like, well, at this point, it's probably because I expect some people to watch it. Before, I was just doing it as like an outlet, but now it's turned into more than an outlet. So if I were to come out here and I would make a video where I was acting like not myself, I would expect you guys to get upset over that because you're obviously watching this because I'm me. But I would never go out of my way to change how I'm acting for the sake of random people on the internet. Or random people at the grocery store, random people at a restaurant. Why would I ever want to be anybody aside from myself? And as I learn more about the world and learn more about what being an actual person is, instead of somebody who just stays home all day, I just realized that there's no point in keeping up with all this. There's no point in, like, scrolling infinitely. There's no point in having to have an opinion on everything. You can just live. You just do your own thing. It's fine. If you like drawing, keep drawing. It doesn't matter if nobody sees it. You do that for yourself. I love writing. I have a journal that I write in all of the time. Do I want to, like, get published? Or do I want to make something professional? At some point, but that doesn't stop me from writing. Even if nobody watched these videos, I'd still keep making them. I don't need to have somebody else's validation to justify my own existence. It helps, but the reason that it helps is because it comes from people who appreciate me for who I am. And this disconnect is just more proof that I know who I am and what I want to be. Because as I've gotten older, that feeling of being different, that feeling of being an outcast has never gone away. It's only gotten worse. Worse in terms of I understand it better, not like I'm doing worse or anything. I mean, I grew up in a town of 500 people, and my main hobbies are like video games and anime and manga and books written like 500 years ago. I didn't have any friends. Nobody ever understood me. And then now that I'm branching out into like the real world, getting myself out there, I realize the level that people engage with most of this stuff is superficial at best anyways. So rather than trying to find validation from other people, like, I need to have someone in my life who likes everything that I like, it's not about that. No. Anybody could, like, have, like, a 10 out of 10 babe who likes everything that they like, and then maybe they wouldn't have, like, just wouldn't like them as a person. It doesn't like end at that. People liking you isn't solely dictated by the way that you behave in a professional setting or in the media that you enjoy. People who like you that matter are the people who like you for you. Like, I love Gundam. I guarantee that, like, almost everybody watching this video hasn't seen Gundam. But every time I talk about that, you still want to listen because it comes across as genuine. You don't need to find someone who likes the same anime as you or likes the same video games as you. You just need to interact with the people who like you, because they'll care about that and they'll want to talk to you about that and hear you speak passionately about the things that you care about because it's you. Don't ever change yourself for the sake of other people, because the people who matter will love you for who you are. And so I'm okay being disconnected with everybody else. I'm okay with people not understanding me because there are going to people who. Damn it, I stuttered. It's over. It's done. It's dead. It's dead. It's dead. No, but there are going to be people who appreciate you for being you. And the people who are going to be there and hold you accountable when you stop being yourself. And they're always going to push for the best in you. If you have friends who like seeing you fail or make fun of you or always like say bad things about you or you feel like they're talking about you behind their back, just get rid of them. They're not worth it. Or if there's something that makes you uncomfortable, don't let anybody ever tell you that it's not okay to feel that way. Don't let anybody ever tell you that you need to like man up or stop being a bitch or something like that. You're fine. You're good. And that's about everything I have to say about that right now. I know it's been a while since I've made a video. I've been busy. Part of that is like getting moved and everything. But I do have some plans. I mentioned I have been reading a lot more recently, and I'm thinking I'm going to start making videos talking about the books I'm reading. Just giving my thoughts about that, because I think that would be really fun. So expect that at some point. Not sure when that would be, but like maybe it could be like a book club thing. Like I'll always tell you guys what book is next up, and they'll give you time to read it and maybe share your own thoughts about it. Maybe like you can ask some questions or share your thoughts in the comments or something like that. I don't know. It's just an idea. I'm just trying stuff out. It's fun. And the first book is going to be The Metamorphosis by, I think his name is Franz Kafka. Yeah, I liked it. Curious to see what you guys think too. And then for clarification and why I'm like in a closet right now is because there's like some kids having a sleepover or something outside the window, and there are like 3 dogs that have been barking nonstop. Like it started right as I was about to start recording. So I didn't feel like waiting an hour for them to stop because they've been barking all day. I have noise canceling headphones now, so it doesn't bother me normally. But the closet is quiet. You can't hear it in there, apparently. Anyways, that's enough for now. I hope all of you are doing well. Feel free to share how you're doing. I always like reading your thoughts. I appreciate you guys. Have a good one. I'll see you next time.